Morning everyone. Alright guys, the race is on. I'm just about done with morning maintenance at the moment. I just did all the 50-hour maintenance items. Hasn't done 50 hours since we started harvest, but we're literally right out the back of the shed, so I'm just getting it done. So it is Wednesday the 20th of November today, and we've only really got another day or two, maybe Saturday if we're lucky, before the wet weather's supposed to kick in, and it could be a fair bit of wet weather. We could be looking at a solid week of wet weather, so we'll hope that that doesn't come true, because they are awful at forecasting 7 days out, especially tropical sort of weather. We'll hope that it stays away and the forecast changes, but man, we got to get moving this morning. We're burning daylight, and we are trying to get as much done as we possibly can before it rains. That'll go another day. I was going to put a new filter in it, but it hasn't done 50 hours yet. It can wait. So I've just got to clean some windows quickly. I'm going to run up to the house and get some supplies, and we're going to get moving. Header is ready. Caffeine has been ingested. Let's turn on the base station and get into it. That's the thing. I used to be one of the last people to start harvest, because I'd have to organise trucks and bins and all sorts of things in the morning, get the header ready, all that stuff. Now I only have to focus on this machine. The truck's taking care of itself, and Dad's running around gophering and sitting on the chaser bin, so things are flowing pretty smooth. We're managing to get some good hours in. Massive increase in efficiency, and we need it. Things feel rushed at the moment. Like I've said before, I love harvest, I enjoy it, but to tell you what, when you got bad weather on the forecast, and well, look, we haven't got double the amount of area to harvest this year, because half of our farm got droughted out, but we've got significantly more acres to get over, so it just makes it a little bit more stressful, that's all. So the bottom half of this paddock here is without doubt our best wheat crop of the year. I think there's areas in here that have been going around 2.5 tonne to the hectare. I think it will probably average out around 1.7, 1.8 tonne, but just incredible really for the season. Certainly doesn't look that specky over the top, but the heads are nice and plump and full, and there's been some very, very thick parts down in this section here. It will thin out as we go up and the soil type changes, but all in all, a good result. And so we got this paddock here we're in, 20 something hectares left. We got 45 hectares roughly next door, and then we got another 90 hectares up at Ramson to do. I don't know whether we'll get there. The header might be going back to Luke's to do some lentil harvest. We'll wait and see, but the main aim of the game today is getting seed in the bin for next year. So we've got to get about 45 tonne. I got about 30 last night, so yeah, we've got another sort of small chaser bin load to do for seed, and then that's secure. We've got our barley seed, bean seed, and our wheat seed for next year. So if it rains and we end up with shop grain or something like that, well, at least our seed's safe for next year, which is a huge investment for next year. So, you know, like I harvested the beans and I scraped around for a couple of days there getting the seed for next year, but it was, if I was to buy that seed, it was $15,000, $16,000 worth of seed for next year. So it's nice to have it in the bin. Thin out a bit like this as we get up the paddock, unfortunately. lunch date in the header, are we?
I think it might be there.
Yep, there you go. You grab your lunchbox and
Thank you. Let's go.
and have a seat. Let's go for a ride. For some reason this happens when we have a bit of green. Only when it's green, doesn't do it any other time. And it's only on one side. I don't really know what causes it. I don't think you're going to go hungry anytime soon. Look at that, that's a feast. It's a feast for a 4-year-old, isn't it? We got left in here about 3 hectares and then we're done. So what did you guys go do this morning? Did you guys go out?
The little Jimmy's, but we got all wet.
You went to Little Jimmy's?
But we got all wet because it was water wet.
Oh, nice. Good day for that.
And I squirted down really flowing.
Did you? They get you back?
Yeah, but they got all wet as well.
That's another 38 hectares down the tubes. Let's move on to the next 40.
Yes.
Hopefully everything hangs together and we can get that done today.
Rangers, time to practice your tracking skills. Remember what John will look
This is undoubtedly one of the worst wheat crops we've got this year. If it scrapes together a tonne to the hectare, yeah, I think that'll be a fair result. So, I don't know, this had a late summer spray, just germination issues up in the top corner. We went over that earlier in the year and it is what it is. So, it's the old motto, hectares per hour, not tonnes per hectare. So, we'll get through it, get it done, call another paddock finish for the year. She's some handy wheat. Oh dear. There's some big patches like this in here where there's literally nothing. My goodness. Oh well, like I said, we'll just get it done, but I was worried we were going to struggle with moisture in here because these real drought affected areas, they just, heads and plants seem to hang on really green because they've just been tonguing for moisture trying to get the job done, and they just take forever to go right, but I think it's all going to blend out alright. So yeah, do have the reel spinning over pretty well, just trying to get those ducks' feet to paddle anything in that they can. And annoyingly enough, I baited this paddock twice, once in the autumn and after the crop went in for snails. This is where I had a heap of trouble in the beans last year, and there's still snails out here, so I'm probably going to have to try and bait it again. I don't know why this paddock is so bad, but it's got to be done. Well, I've got the cab back to myself again, so back to a bit of peace and quiet, and got a hot pie and a cold drink delivered, so can't complain at all. Beautiful. So this here is the area of the paddock that I did a video on earlier in the year that didn't germinate very well. I thought we'd lost a lot of plants and a whole heap of them went mouldy. The seeds went mouldy in the ground, all through this section of the paddock here, and so this is what we've got left now. Now it's probably one of the most even parts of the paddock, as in it all looks very similar now, and I think it's just because it was a bit thinner, each plant had a little bit more moisture, and yeah, look, there's about a tonne to the hectare here, so it's not that dissimilar to the rest of the paddock. In fact, there's areas, whoa, big wheel mark. There's areas over the other side where I was filming that just totally died, and yeah, I don't know, maybe just the increased plant numbers of a normal seeding rate was enough to get it to fall over in a heap. So soil type played a big part as well, and summer weed pressure over there was also probably a little bit heavier than it was on this better soil. So anyway, interesting result in the end. You know, it just goes to show, would you, if you asked me, would have I done anything differently this season given how tough it's been? And if you asked me earlier in the season, yeah, probably, but the way things ended out, no, I wouldn't have. I have zero regrets about what we did. Going hard early, getting crops in the ground was the right thing to do. Probably putting no crops in at all would have been the best thing to do, but we're trying to make money, aren't we? back here now. He's just bringing the comb trailer out. We're going to take the front off and we're going to head up the 3 chain up to Ramsden. We're going to try and do another 30, at least 30 hectares up there tonight of wheat. I'm probably going to blow the header down, get it all disconnected tonight, and then the header's going to go around to Luke's first thing tomorrow. He's going to have a go at some wheat. If that won't go, then he's got his lentils there, which have been desiccated for about 10 days. Because as you guys know, I've been talking about it a bit, is bad weather on the forecast. It is looking very unsettled this weekend. It's just the way it is at the moment, so we are working our little tails off trying to get as much done as we can. And I tell you, if we get through 100 hectares tomorrow and maybe even 100 hectares of lentils on Friday, Saturday, man, we will have covered some ground. So it's phenomenal effort, amazing what you can do when you have the bums on seats in the labour unit. So we'll see how we go. Friday could well be a fire ban day again because it's 36 degrees and they're talking a bit of wind, so that may slow us down, but we'll take it one day at a time.
You gonna fit that in easy, are you?
Yeah, I should be right. Alright, so we are done. Let's go disconnect and get on the road and get back into it. Hey Luke, I think it's sitting in the green, there might be like a green tub or something in the back of my ute. And just like that, 10 minutes and we're off. That, I was just saying to Luke, that would have taken me 40 minutes before to take the front off, disconnect, strap it down, try and reverse onto the trailer, connect it all up, straw chopper up, and then getting on the road. So 3 people all working together there makes it so much quicker. Yeah, that's the one. And just like that, we are back into it. Let's get it. Another 30 hectares tonight in the bin. That'll be awesome if everything holds together and goes well. The bins are in, sun is setting. Time to get to it. So I'm just doing an outside lap around this 30 hectare piece now, just for the steering system so I can map my boundary. And I've already set an AB line off the other side there. It's good because you can map a boundary, record and do an AB line at the same time really easily. So I like that. I like it when things are easy. This is a very handy cropping spot. I think Dad will be well surprised in here. Punching over 2 tonne in this area. Now this area or this paddock in particular got thunderstorms over Easter, which I spoke about earlier in the year, so there was a little bit of moisture here at seeding time, and I think it shows now, just that little bit of extra moisture underneath. Beautiful looking crop. Just ignore the weeds and everything on the outside there. Working with the new SD card?
The snake's under the bucket.
The snake's under the what?
Bucket.
Under the bucket? Well, good morning everybody. For some reason last night the Osmo Action decided it didn't like the SD card anymore. It just kept saying SD card error, so I got a brand new SD card in there today. If it's not one thing, it's another, eh? It's just always something, but that's the way it goes. So last night we got this 30 hectares done, finished up about 10:30, blew the header down, midnight. Tried to have a sleep in this morning, didn't really happen, but she's all off. We're going to connect up to that trailer in a second, get going around to Luke's. So we'll get around there and hopefully be able to start hooking into some of his wheat. But I just had 3 or 4 tonne in there, which we couldn't fit in the bins last night. So Dad's towed a new bin up this morning and we're away. So unsettled weather forecast for this weekend. Still not looking good. They actually talked it back a bit last night. Did I say that right? They talked it back a bit. I'm tired. Yeah, they talked it back a bit last night, and this morning it looks like it's back on, thinking 15 to 25 mil. So we'll see. Keeping our fingers crossed. But anyway, I'm going to leave the video here now, guys, because I was going to end it last night until I had more technical difficulties. So thank you very much for watching. If you want to support the channel, you know what to do. If not, all good. You guys have yourselves a good one. Till next time, see ya.